If someone picks up a first blood, maybe even several kills, it totally changes how a lane is supposed to go. So both teams smoke out, rushing to place the wards, trying to get in position for such a play. Getting close here, but looks like no one's found each other yet.
Yeah, no one was there to break the smoke, and as a result, Tiny will get that nice ward on the Gaimin Gladiators side. For those of you that are just tuning in, it is game number 2 of Gaimin Gladiators here versus Virtus.pro. As Gaimin Gladiators come off of a pretty nice game 1 victory, so they got to be feeling a little bit confident, but VP definitely had some moments of brilliance and a pretty good draft here in game number 2, so we'll see how this one ends up playing out.
I gotta say though, I don't think anyone's building a Divine Rapier here.
Very good point. Imagine we don't get a Divine Rapier.
Sad. Maybe Quinn will do it. Do it for the people, Quinn. Doesn't look like any first blood stuff's gonna happen here. Gonna go for a 2-2 split.
Yeah, I was like, it might just be teasing them there, but yeah, I'd imagine just the split on the runes. So this double ranged off lane, the Wind Ranger and the Razor, is a little bit scary for this Troll Warlord and Undying lane. Celery is going to just spend so much mana trying to make space here, and you can see it. Like, he's just bought 4 mangoes to start this lane and double Blood Grenade. He's like, I have to just be a meat shield for my Troll Warlord early on and just try and put as much harassment damage as I can into these 2 heroes.
Do you think there's a reason his mangoes are split 2 and 2? Or did he buy 2 mangoes and then buy 2 more?
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think he bought 2 mangoes and then bought 2 additional ones. I'm not really sure.
They don't auto stack?
I don't know. Maybe he likes the symmetry of the 2 and 2.
These are the big questions.
Yeah, these are the real things we have to find out. We're already seeing the Razor effect in the bottom lane, as Duracio missing about 17 damage there, so a little bit difficult for him to find that CS. But top lane, FNG taking a lot of damage here. Nice Stormhammer coming out there from Kiritich to keep him alive, but oh, I baited everybody. Razor goes down first bottom. So, you know, the Decay, still a pretty good tool. He only had 450 HP when he died.
And that's one of the blood grenades. So that is exactly what you want to find in this kind of lane. Razor, not the strongest at level 1. Oh, in the meantime, now getting a kill on Mirana up here. Gaimin Gladiators coming out strong here.
Eventually able to run him down. That one I thought was going to happen earlier, but Tofu just constantly throwing this damage into FNG. Being universal, he has about 10 damage advantage, plus Sticky Bomb, a great harassment tool, so it's just being very annoying. Meanwhile, mid lane, Quinn nearly going down to Squad X there. Does have the bottle, though.
All these lanes keeping us on our toes. Everyone's getting low.
I'd like to say I don't think Notice should die again in this bottom lane, but it really comes down to how much Celery decides to commit into these early items, and we see he buys another Blood Grenade and more mangoes, so that's his game plan, really.
Gosh,
I'm like trying to watch mid and top at the same time. It's like everyone just keeps trading down to low HP.
It's tough. It's tough. I think if Razor dies again, it's a huge problem for them. This is supposed to win this lane for them, and 2 early deaths will really hurt you. It will really set you back. Fortunately, Undying doesn't have too much. Like, he's bought a lot of consumables. So if he uses all of them and doesn't pick up a kill, then I think Razor's lane will stabilize from there. But if he gets killed by all these consumables, that's going to be a big problem for him.
Yeah. Celery also did manage to get the Lotus, which is quite nice, and FNG continuing to just get absolutely zoned out of this lane, which is pretty rough for him. I mean, the Sven is... he's not really being harassed heavily himself, but you can see it just in the CS difference here. Having that Techies versus the Mirana, like Magnus is double his CS already. And they... ooh, yeah, he's forced to leap, actually. Is he going to chase this? He has 2-point Shockwave and a Skewer. He's thinking about it. But a nice Stormhammer there to make some space. They're going to look for the Sven instead. Tofu's got a sticky bomb available, and that should do it here. Just needs one more auto attack, and it's there. And Tofu's not done looking for FNG, but he gets the leap away here at the last second. So nicely played here between these two, turning their attention onto the Sven instead. I think I might have cursed him there. Well, bottom lane. See the tombstone come out, and honestly noticed he's just gonna get ran to death. It just gets ran down, and Celery denies the tombstone. Sayush, of course, has to focus it up, because if you don't, he's probably dead. And Dyrachyo,
double kill
with those whirling axes, looking to just take down the Wind Ranger, but a lot of damage thrown back his way.
Gaimin Gladiators, they do not want to get knocked out of the group stage. They have reevaluated their first day, and they're coming out strong in this series.
This is kind of what I was worried about when I was talking about the Razor pick initially. I was like, they could go for the Razor, but it doesn't really like beat the troll in the lane per se, as much as it is just one of the best counters in the game, right? Once you have items, once you have BKB, it's like Troll Warlord doesn't get to play Dota. But if you prevent the Razor from getting there, right? He's sitting at 11 CS here at 5 minutes. Not great.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a lane counter in a way, and then game counter later on. But if you're not doing that first part, the second part's going to be a lot harder. As well as the fact that now Tiny is going to have a lot of pressure on him to make plays. Like if Razor and Wind Ranger were winning this lane, then you can kind of just like keep walking at the tower, and you don't have to like catch people out because you're just taking objectives. But if you're losing the lane, that's not really an option. So yeah, Tiny, he's gonna have to find something.
Well,
6 minutes.
It looks like they know that, and they are looking to put the pressure into mid lane. Tiny has some help potentially, but there's the blast off from Tofu, waiting till the avalanche is done. But Quinn's the one falling low, and FNG will find the cleanup kill. Squad X just too tanky on that Tiny, but bottom lane, it's going to be a death on Razor once again as they drop the tombstone, and Dyrachyo to chase down, looking for Sayush here in the trees, and with those whirling axes, he gets the evasion, but oh, the blood grenade! All right, sick little play there from the Wind Ranger.
Celery in the lane lasting is like, dude, I just told you to last hit, you know? Why are you looking over for kills? No, that was it would have been really nice for him. He had raindrops to eat up the power shot. He thought he could get it. Good use of the blood grenade, but I think he died. Yeah, so he got the kill first on the Troll Warlord. So at least Wind Ranger isn't getting XP for that.
Yep. Well, that is a quick kill into the mid lane. Sayush sticking around here at low HP for quite a while, thinking like maybe he'd rather just have the free trip back to base rather than making the walk. It is nighttime though, so a lot of times you don't really mind making the walk back to base because of the bonus move speed, but good punish there from Quinn, but good rotation in from the techies as well.
Techies having a nice start, which is pretty scary. This hero brings a lot of magic damage, especially once you hit level 6. You blast off into people, drop the mines. It's a lot. It's a lot of nuke damage. These are not the tankiest heroes on VP.
Both teams starting to put a lot of focus on the mid lane. I think this really favors Gaimin Gladiators because their side lanes are going exceptionally well. So Techies, however, maybe just happens to walk into the wrong neighborhood as Tiny will just instantly clear him up. And that sentry does not live all that long. Okay, well, you're pretty happy about that if you're VP. You get a free kill for your Tiny.
He's got his Blink Dagger queued up. Not too crazy for Tiny mid, but he's going to have to find something with it. And we talked about it last game with the Centaur. Like, when you commit to the Blink, it is not good for farming. It's not good for being static. So you've got to find some kills with it. Got that Puck. Puck with the shield rune.
I'm curious where Ace wants to go this game with his build, because he bought a Void Stone. So that's like likely, I guess, to be an Echo Saber. So maybe he wants to build a little bit more of a like semi-carry build. But you could also go for a Yule Scepter, and it's a pretty good Yule's game, honestly. So we'll see what he ends up wanting to do with it. Probably the Echo Saber, you know, for the eventual Harpoon. But we'll see. It's Kiritich top lane, not quite level 6, but Tofu staying on top of the blast off coming through. You've even got Celery here. They've got a Tombstone. They drop the RP. RP. Even Quinn, the hate is real. They want this kill. They get it. The coil will snap on the Squad X, making a little bit of space. But with that tombstone down, it is going to be very hard to fight under that AoE. And sticky bombs continue to slow up Tiny here. Celery behind the tower, just doing what he can. Ace gets caught from the avalanche, the toss, but Squad X, he's just alone here trying to fight into this damage, and he can't do it. And now your support's in danger here potentially is Quinn. He's got plenty of spells still to play with. Up on the high ground, the shackle actually doesn't quite connect, and Quinn should get to safety.
It's a lot of space for Troll to farm up, who was already doing well down there, and you won this fight. It's not like you rotated up here and VP got some kills. This momentum is really swinging towards Gaimin Gladiators. They're already at 3K. It's not even 10 minutes yet. That is not great. Not great for VP right now.
Yeah, things are looking very good for them. For now, it looks like Ace is just going to keep this as a casual Void Stone for the mana regen, which is fantastic, right? You don't need a lot of mana regen on the Magnus. Just that tiny bit should give him enough to sustain his spells. And he's going to go for a Blink Dagger. So a little bit different of a build from last game, right? Where he was going for the Orchid and then almost finishes it, goes back for the Blink Dagger. This time, thinking he wants to pick it up right away.
You don't think he's going to get a Bloodstone? Wide reverse polarity.
If it made reverse polarity a larger AoE, I'd say yeah. I don't know if it does.
I don't even know if it does. You think I've ever seen Bloodstone Magnus? I don't know.
Oh wait, it says some values are affected by AoE. Okay, actually it is. So
Smoke Top, noticed, having a very rough one.
Yeah, that's gonna be an easy pick off here for the side of Gaimin Gladiators. He throws out that plasma field to do whatever chip damage he can, but I don't think Ace has looked so good on this Magnus. I mean, I'm thinking back to that first RP last game where he got him on like the last pixel of the RP. And it's like, I don't think he needs the AoE from Bloodstone. I think he's got it dialed in.
Oh, for sure, for sure. First tower down now for Gaimin Gladiators. Just gonna make it easier to find these fights. Now they're gonna be able to invade. They'll probably go try to take another tier 1 like the mid lane, the bottom lane, and then just keep running at Sven. That could be an option for them while they just let Troll farm up. Or they'll probably wait for the blink, actually.
All right. Mid lane. Squad. He's taking a lot. Techie's just hits level 6 as well. Tofu knows he can't blast off in until that avalanche comes out. And he's had actually a lot of really good restraint, like with keeping that ability.
Raise no hand in anger and your path.
Most techies would just like see a hero and be like, oh, I'm going in right now. Right? And just gets canceled.
Yeah, Mirana ult going to be used there, but actually the mine, he didn't quite see the hero, but he just knows people are in that area. I better be careful. And I think that first Mirana ult's not going to lead to anything because of it.
Yeah, that is rather unfortunate. At the same time, that triangle is something we were going to definitely bring some attention back to once Troll Warlord has this Battle Fury, but a smoke up from Gaimin Gladiators. They are looking to go for this mid lane. They want to put pressure on this Tiny, but he's backed off for the moment. It's the blink reveal from Ace. That's what they're looking for. Put this first RP to good use.
Yeah, they'll be content finding kills, or if they just get a free tower, they're also happy with that. It's going to make it even easier to invade into this triangle. They scout out these stacked ancient camps.
It's a great scan, honestly.
Why do our own stacks when we can do their stacks?
Guys, there's more stacks for us here.
This one trick to increase your farm.
Well, they are going to go for it. And Quinn with an Amplify damage rune should make quick work of these. They're bringing in heroes. Like Squad X is here on the backside.
He's got his own blink.
But they break the blink, actually, and they go in on Squad. They do a lot of damage, and Income's noticed as well. They need to get the tombstone down, and they do. And Celery just walks in with that golem, doing so much work here. They just zone them out completely. If there's one hero you don't want to fight in an open battlefield against, it's probably the Undying.
Yeah, it was a nice shackle shot. Like the initial initiation almost killed Ace, but that's where you see like this early advantage makes a difference. And if it was a more even game, maybe they do get some kills there and they can protect their stacks. But instead, it just ends up being another fight that goes the way of Gaimin. They got the stacks and another kill on this Razor, who is just having a miserable time this game.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like Razor is a really strong hero into some of the Gaimin Gladiators lineup, but you need items. Razor is an extremely item dependent hero. He needs his like Falcon Blade, BKB. He needs to have like his Sange and Yasha. And then after that, I mean, maybe you go Halberd this game even. It's hard to say, but like you have to have these items to have that impact.
Yeah, it's why it was a bit of a risky pick, but it really was like, hey, we're gonna win this lane and go from there.
Oh, nice use of the Mirana ult. They get on top of Ace. They're able to blow him up at the start of the fight. Tofu on the backside goes in. He gets the disarm onto 2. They get one of the mines to explode, trying to bring down the Wind Ranger, but the stick keeping her alive and noticed. Will build a zone Quinn away as now Tofu on the run. No spells kind of available for Gaimin Gladiators. They do get themselves a single kill with no losses. That is about the best thing you could ask for from VP at this point.
And Magnus is the squishiest hero I've ever seen with 1800 health. I can't believe he just gets like nuked down like that. It's a lot of damage coming out, but it's catching me off guard. Like, I can't believe they're doing that to a Magnus.
Okay, meanwhile, all this has been happening. I wanted to talk about the triangle of Gaimin Gladiators earlier. Our observer did a fantastic job of highlighting it, but there was like a penta-stacked Ancients and a penta-stacked hard camp. Dyrachyo goes in there with the Empower. Didn't even have the Battle Fury yet. Finishes it. And now he's about to have like he's like 8,500 net worth in 15 minutes. Like, this guy is absolutely jacked.
His time is going to be really strong. Looks like Sange and Yasha is going to be the choice for him next, which we've been thinking all those items look pretty good. I think carries who like those items are going to be pretty popular, and Troll is one of the heroes who can do that. Doesn't have to build a Manta style like many illusion heroes love to build. If he doesn't really need the Dispel, he can just opt for the Sange and Yasha.
Yeah, I think so. I played a lot of Troll. He's one of my favorite carries, and I think he's been kind of a sleeper hero for a bit. But yeah, I feel like Sange and Yasha into BKB is just kind of like the go-to build for this hero. He is just so strong once he has this. It becomes almost impossible to kill, especially when you have like their turnaround of a Undying and a Magnus at your back. So we'll see what it ends up doing, but I love the Sange and Yasha pickup for him. I think it just does a lot that this hero wants.
I've got a mechanics question for you.
Ooh, I love mechanics.
Okay, 1 second. Let's see if FNG dies. FNG, I've got a mechanics question for you. Do you have a moment?
FNG, can we please take a moment to speak with you? RP comes out. I mean, that's an RP for a
Position
support.
5 and Coil.
Yeah. I think they're at the point where they don't feel like they're going to be fighting. Like, it looks like Virtus.pro is kind of dodging, and they're just still farming happily on their troll. So, all right, what's the mechanics question? Hit me.
So you know how Doom, when it's applied status resistance, the damage goes up? If you static link into status resistance, does it steal more damage to compensate?
Ooh. Well, Dyrachyo, he's gone. All right, they managed to just find him walking down the river. That's a rough death. Like, you actually are having a fantastic game on the troll, and that is almost 900 gold going to... That's exactly 900 gold, actually, if my math is correct. And they find more. They get the Undying. They're looking for Tofu now. They get the dust on top of him, and Kiritich, he's wanting to fight. Quinn goes in on the backside, trying to get maybe some space for his team, but his jaunt gets interrupted. He needs help, and fast. Will he get it? They're going to just chase him down. He's got the coil at the ready. Will he use it? I think he has to if he wants to live. Quinn. Oh, no. They got him.
That was a value God strength. Kill in the mid-river, 2 kills in the bottom lane, now the tower.
That is... I think that was literally like almost a 4K gold swing, like immediately.
Yeah.
Like 3,800 or something.
Huge for VP. Honestly, their game looked really, really bad up until that fight. They just managed to find like one at a time. I think Gaimin Gladiators really need to cut their loss, but maybe this is also just a really smart call from VPs. Like, they used RP and Coil. Like, let's push for something right now, and they managed to find it.
Well, that was very rough for them. Meanwhile, top lane, Quinn does drop the coil here onto the Tiny. It will snap, and he's able to keep that blink broken here pretty easily as Ace will come in as well. Dyrachyo trying to offer some assistance. He's mostly here for emotional support, and Quit will be the one that grabs the last hit, and they will turn their attention immediately to the Roshan. So yeah, Gaimin Gladiators, a little bit of a rough engagement bottom, but regrouping here to try and take back their lead.
Gaimin Gladiators picked Radiant, right, for their priority?
Correct.
I wonder if that has to do with this Roche timing. If they prefer the Dire Roche with Aegis, like I wonder if they had some of these heroes in mind and wanted it, or if it's just coincidental. Because depending when you kill Roche, of course, the first one doesn't like strictly matter, but the timing usually works out that if you kill it in the daytime, it'll respawn in the daytime. If you kill it at nighttime, it'll respawn at the nighttime. So depending when you think you can get that first Roche kill, that might then dictate whether you get Cheese or the Aghanims later versus Refresher or versus Banner, stuff like that. So I wonder if that had to do with some of their decision making on that priority pick.
I think it's really good. It's actually a really good point. I don't know. I mean, some people do feel like Radiant is just a stronger side of the map, but I think Dire is the one that has like the higher win rate at the moment. But we're going to see some TPs coming through and a smoke rotation from VP as well. Moonlight Shadow is going to get thrown. You do have a great ward, as well as Quinn being a, ward himself up onto the high ground, and you're fighting into an Undying, potential Tombstone onto the high ground, Techies mines everywhere. It's not a fun place to fight, so Gaimin Gladiators will very easily hold their side of the lane there. But there's no more creeps coming.
I think they need to wait for this BKB on Sven as well. They have BKB on Razor, so I think they can take a strong fight off that. Like stick the Razor onto Troll and then try to let Sven do what he can, but you got to wait for that.
They actually dropped the coil. So Squad X was trying to TP on out. The coil will snap. The rest of the team's got to be able to close the gap to get in range. They got the bomb as well. Ace looking for heroes on the backside, trying to find his RP target, but it's just going to be Tiny that loses his life first. There's the RP onto the Mirana. They will finish him off. A double kill for the Troll Warlord. Good response there from Quinn. He's like, all right, they're going to cut my lane. I'm going to TP back to punish it.
I think if VP had managed to get out literally just a few seconds faster, that would have been a really good series of events for them to buy time for losing that before that tower drops, to finish up this double BKB timing. But unfortunately, getting caught there is actually going to have a little bit of the reverse effect now.
Yeah, they lose their mid tier 2, a very rough tower to lose at the moment. Tofu, however, should be able to just blast off away, and he's got his team to back him up, so he's going to be fine. And that top lane is pushing.
I see Tofu getting the mech and Celery working on the Vlads. It's still a bit off, but he at least has the buckler. So a lot of aura armor for these teams against this Razor and Sven. Especially the Sven. We saw what Sven can do last game. He's not quite at that timing yet, but I mean, he just won the last fight, so here they come.
Smoked up again. Avalanche, it's just barely off the mark. The toss will come through. The arrow doesn't connect as a result, and Quinn, he's still got an Aegis to play with, as well as the coil. They will take down the Techies. He gets the blink for the moment. Orb up in one. To the high ground he goes.
Neutrals!
Able to dodge out. Everything is missing. The Avalanche as well. Quinn, he will finally die to Kiritich. The question is, will they respond? Harpoon, I mean, it is available. You don't have any spells yet on the Magnus, and Quinn just gets the blink out. He's safe. So this big rotation, you get the Aegis, it's nice, but you would have loved to get more than that, and maybe they get Dyrachyo bottom, as Sayush is here. He's got a shackle if he can connect.
The angle's not quite right.
Dyrachyo. Dude, the fact that he doesn't go to that one camp is huge. They do manage to catch the Undying top here with the Tiny, but the big kill would have been Dyrachyo.
The great thing about that for VP is that they actually didn't use their BKBs, so they would have liked to find a little bit more, but they might still be able to push for more because they still have the full duration BKBs. They'll just have to wait for the ultimate. They need God Strength. It is a lot of their damage right now.
They do have the BKB on Dyrachyo now as well. So we did see him get chain stunned down previously, right? It was like Stormhammer, Avatos, all these things. So it can happen. He's a little bit tankier now with the Sange. He also has the ability to throw the Vambrace on strength when he's roaming around the map. So a little bit less likely to get bursted. But if he gets the BKB off, if he gets the Battle Trance off to follow, he's going to be very scary.
Ace has spotted, noticed. Can harpoon
Could go for the
skewer back.
harpoon, and he's going to try it. Notice instantly has to be KB.
Okay, you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't
Super
commit
low
anything.
commitment. Oh,
Oops.
that's one of those moments where someone's like, I'm DC'd, and everyone starts spamming pause.
It's okay. They'll get the pause here now. Gaimin Gladiators wants to push this. Now that they know no BKB on Razor, they're going to look for this tier 1. And I think maybe they're hoping to be able to come in here and take this Tormentor. But VP, I think, should quickly take it. They don't want to fight without the BKB, but they can grab this Tormentor before Gaimin Gladiators can make their way in here. And then I think you just have to get out of this area, because even as Gaming comes up to this tier 2, you still won't have BKB on Razor.
It's a really good point. Yeah, I think like for the most part, they should be pretty free to grab this tier 1. The question is whether or not you can invade for because the big objective here is that tier 2 and the Tormentor side of the map. So it's like if they can just invade and play for those 2 objectives, they're feeling pretty good. And it looks like they know that, so they just pop the God Strength and take their Tormentor before Gaimin Gladiators has the opportunity to get there.
Seeing that pop up, they're immediately going to TP top and try to catch Tiny. They're circling the wrong area, though, so they might miss him. Oh, wait, Quinn? Quinn's going to find him?
I mean, I think Squad X saw him for the moment. Ace, he's so close to being in range with this harpoon, but he's not going to do it.
Not quite.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, I like the attempt from Gaimin Gladiators, though. They recognize just going for this tier 2 isn't really enough. If we could have stolen Tormentor, we would have pushed up. But since that's gone, let's try to get a big kill on this Tiny.
Yeah. All right. It's only a 3,000 gold lead, honestly. Virtus.pro has done a pretty good job at getting themselves kind of back into this game. Of course, they were down like 4,000, 5,000 gold pretty early, just around like that 12-minute mark. And the fact that they've managed to kind of bring things back a little bit has helped out quite a bit.
Yeah, those last 2 fights in particular.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think one of the other surprising facts is that Virtus.pro is actually ahead in experience. This Sven,
I guess off those kills
he's
they got.
almost level 20. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess off the... Because they're more recently winning the fights, which means they were killing higher level heroes than Gaimin Gladiators was earlier.
Yeah. Dyrachyo is actually going for a pretty early Skull Basher to fight into this Sven, which is a great answer, right, to this hero. If you can just lock him down between the nets, of course, that is spell piercing, you know, or, you know, spell immunity piercing. But we're smoked up. Tofu's going to walk right into him as they will grab the techies here to start this fight. A great opening. The question is, can you get out, or do you want to turn the fight potentially? As Dyrachyo's thinking, like, this is mine. There's no static link. I saw him throw it. They get the shackle. Actually, Troll in some trouble, but a great RP from Ace. Locks down the back line. Notice, trying to get away, but there it is. Dyrachyo with that battle trance will find his opening. Looking for Squad X now. They get the Wind Ranger with a beautiful harpoon pullback, but Dyrachyo needs to be careful. He's up all alone now. Trying to get saved here from Celery, but they finish him off. They don't even get the Wind Ranger for the trouble. Seiyush on the backside trying to run away, but gets the Gale off. He's playing Ring Around the Rosie with the entirety of Gaimin Gladiators. Well, now he's in trouble. Okay, they got him.
I like the call to fight when there's no link, even though it's like 4v5, and that's, you know, kind of scary, but feeling that Troll is really strong, they can take it with no link counter. But they split targets a little bit. Troll went on to Noticed, and at the same time, there was a huge RP in the back, but nothing came out of it. So maybe just a little bit of miscommunication on the targets to go in that fight.
Yeah, if Troll is on top of the Sven there in that fight where the RP comes out and he gets the battle trance off, it's like both those heroes are dead to just instant, like to just roots as well as the cleave damage coming out from that Troll. But he just gets kited all the way around the backside, and then he's dealing with, you know, Tiny as well as the Sven eventually by himself. So it was yeah, a little bit of an awkward engagement from Gaimin Gladiators. It definitely puts VP in a pretty good spot here. Like you only really lose that Razor, and
Radiant are scanning.
that's a happy trade, I think, if you're willing to take it.
You know, Roshan's coming up here too. Long spawn. So both teams are going to be setting up top, but it's actually essentially going to be in the bottom lane. I think it's literally going to spawn at the top and then immediately leave.
Are scanning.
Shadows take us.
And of course, running through the top side of the map here, looking for some opening, but there is a flurry of Techie's mines on the high ground here, and they will pop all of those. And Squad X loses a lot of health. They actually popped the smoke.
This is a good time to fight, I
That's an
think.
amplified damage troll. Oh, doesn't get the dispel. He gets the BKB off in time, and there's the RP. Can he bring down the Sven? He's trying. The roots are there. Durantio still has his battle trance to work with. He will finally commit it, and that is the fight you're looking for if you're Gaimin Gladiators. Oh, that BKB was a millisecond away from winning or losing them the fight.
Yeah, really. That literally goes the other way. If VP stuns him, dispels that amplified damage, because actually the Link stole a good amount of damage, but the reason he was still able to kill Sven and then more targets is because he had so much extra damage from the amplified damage rune.
Yeah, beautiful fight there, and you know, they see that Roche not up. They're just gonna go threaten the high ground. Troll Warlord, pretty dang good at hitting towers, you know, one of the best in the game, so easy stuff for him.
Techie's mines did a lot there. It's one of the strengths of the heroes to set up mines around Roche, both for the scouting. Like, they knew exactly where VP was, and then VP just ran into a bunch of mines and like, guys, their carry's at half health. Let's just go. Let's just kill him. And they all just run in there. Great RP from Ace as well. Yeah, just fantastic for them. A little unlucky that Roche isn't up, otherwise it'd be guaranteed. VP will get to fight for it one more time, I think, if they go quickly here.
Yeah, look at that timing, dude. It like, the hero connects, but he gets the 2-hero RP onto Sven and noticed. And Squad X, he pretty much had to leave this fight almost immediately. Like, he walked in and tanked like 5 mines. He was down to like, he lost like 2/3 of his HP, had to like pop a stick. I think they had to pop the mech shortly after, and he gets a lot, you know, quite a bit of his health back at that point, but you've already kind of lost the fight when that happens. They're going for it again. The Mirana ulti looking for their opening. Ace as this newly completed Shivas. He's 5 seconds away from this RP, but can they burst him down in time? They're going to try. The Sven goes in. They got the shackles to get the kill, but Quinn, it's a nice coil onto 3. Looks like they don't want to actually fight this. You don't have the Magnus. And that's going to make it very difficult. Celery, can he get the tomb? Oh, he doesn't! The tombstone does not get dropped, but Durantio is here. The shackle on top of him, and there's the... This is just the Razor counter, dude. It's just way too much. He's got no damage left. He's going to get negative 113 to shackle to an eternity. Gaimin Gladiators losing one after the other, and this is VP's time to shine. Not only do they get this fight, but likely the Roche to follow.
That was the perfect target to find, is this Magnus. And he's pretty tanky. He actually went Shivas, which you don't usually see, but recognizing physical damage is the issue. So he lived quite a while, but just not long enough for like a tombstone save. Oh, actually, we don't even have the shard. So just nothing on his team to save him. And without the Magnus, they couldn't take the rest of the fight and probably needed to retreat, but VP kind of caught them on the way out.
Yeah, Quinn went in, got a really good coil, but it's one of those things, it's like you need the Magnus in these fights. Like, Troll can't go in and do much, and we see this fight very different. Notice, waits till the Troll Warlord enters before using that static link. He has the shard as well, so it's not like Troll can run away from him, really. So it's a completely different fight, and I like the fact he did go for the damage steal talent at 15, and yeah. The Troll, he had amplified damage in the previous fight. I think this time when the static link was done, he was literally sitting at like 133 minus 113 or something. So not a lot.
I'm a little surprised we're not seeing a Lotus or a Linken's built by anyone to help counter the link. There's also no Force Staffs. So once the link goes, it's really difficult for them to break. Razor just pops BKB, really fast hero, just sticks on top of the Troll. So they either need to catch the Razor or wait for Link to be used on a different target, which I feel like Notice should just not do that and just wait for the troll to show.
Yeah. He also happens to get a Vindicator's Axe as well, so probably one of the better items you can get on a Razor. I think at the moment, I mean, it's still a 4,000 gold lead for Gaimin Gladiators, but Sven having this Aegis and now queuing up that Daedalus, he's becoming a massive problem.
Even from the brightest light.
A very scary, the crit damage coming in soon. Oh, there we go. He just bought the Crystallis and the recipe. He's about 1,000 off from the rest. Well, even though they lost Aegis,
Satanic.
yeah, even though they lost Aegis, I mean, Sven's not the best Aegis carrier, so as long as you're smart with how you take the fight, I mean, Gaimin Gladiators isn't even down in gold, so it's still a very even game that comes down to the execution of the fights. We've seen both teams win such fights. Smoking up now, looking for, perhaps hoping VPs like split up. They're not pushing with the Aegis, so they must be trying to hit some timings, guys. Maybe we can find them. But a little scared. They have no real vision. They have some techies mines around the map, but no deep wards to let them know where to go.
Quinn's going to be the one that checks the high ground here. And, I mean, he's pretty tanky. He's got his Octarine Kaya Sange, so he's not an easy hero to burst down either. Just being super mobile. They do see the Sven. Not really the target that they want to open on, but they will just get his courier. And Quinn goes in. There's a little bit of harassment damage into the Sven. I will say Quinn is going to be a massive problem in terms of damage scaling once he has this Parasma. And, of course, Aegis would be the next big, or the Ag Scepter Rapier after that.
Oh yeah, Ag Scepter. Divine Rapier like, after that, or
yeah, then Divine Rapier. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Moonlight or smoked up? No, just smoke, not Moonlight Shadow.
It's so tense. Both these teams taking turns smoking and Moonlight shadowing. For Gaimin Gladiators? No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm surprised that Gaimin Gladiators feel so confident sitting on this high ground, or like sitting on the VP triangle, but they've got the vision now, and there's I guess not much VP can do about it.
Yeah, I think VP's also scared. So, okay, hold on. They're coming in. This is pretty scary.
Dude, okay, that is a very risky play, but they do manage to find the Magnus. Can they get him out, though? He does manage to get the skewer away. He does get shackled up. The Tombstone plays quite well here. Curatage will pop that Ogre Seal Totem to survive. You didn't really pop much of anything on the side of Gaimin Gladiators.
No one died.
Yeah. It's just the coil.
I can't believe Sven and Mirana just walked up here on their own. I can't believe they then got out. Magnus goes in, didn't catch anyone, gets caught himself, also doesn't die. I think his team would have chased for more after that, but he ended up actually on the cliff from his skewer. So you have to tell his team, like, I actually can't join. I can't join. We all have to wait. Oh, man,
Gaimin Gladiators have to be so annoyed right now.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Arcane Rune for Puck, that'll be good for the fight. So I was gonna say, Gaimin Gladiators, they want to see two heroes in particular, the Sven and the Razor. Those two heroes are very important to make sure you don't get AoE stunned into some mega crits. And at the same time, if your troll is free to just attack, you're good to go as well, if Razor is not on top of him. So they're looking for those two heroes. On the other hand, VP, one, they need to know where Troll is to make sure that the Razor can match up, and then they need to know where this Magnus is, who might just hit this huge RP leading into the cleave of Troll. So both teams need to be really careful. Those are the heroes I think they're looking for to make sure they can take the best fight.
I think you're absolutely correct. And we're going to see the Aegis expire out there. It's really funny. I was going to point, they've gone for 2 Tormentors now, right? They took their own. They took the enemy Virtus.pro Tormentor just a moment ago. And I'm fairly confident it's because they want this shard for Celery, and it went to Tofu, and then it went to Magnus. And he's just like, come on, guys. I need this. So
I have to buy my own now.
Yeah, well, he's gonna wait for their own Tormentor to spawn and try again. Surely it can't happen a third time. Oh, yeah. Ball comes out from Quinn, does not quite connect onto FNG, and That
Magnus
is
showing.
very nice to dodge that one out. And okay, they're going to try for it. They want to try and bring down Ace, but he gets the jump away. But Kiritich, he's in really deep. There is going to be the RP, but a huge shackle from Sayush, making a ton of space. Darachi has to turn it around onto the Razor. The Notice doing some heavy damage. He's stealing a lot away from this Troll, but can they do it? The BKB's expired on the Sven. They managed to get him away, but this Troll Warlord cannot do it. He's got nothing left in the tank. A massive tombstone here, making space as they will trade 1-for-1 on these cores, but now you've got to worry about Quinn on this puck. Ace comes in, great Shivas, catching two. The gem hits the deck, dominating Spreak. Now it's gonna be a double kill. We're gonna buy back on 2. They want more, but they've got to get this Tiny. They pull him outside of the base. It's a triple for Quinn. Huge plays from Gaimin Gladiators.
Troll buyback as well. They're going to go for some big objectives here and force more buybacks out of VP before, I imagine, falling back for Roshan. But they do have to be careful. If Dyrachyo dies, they're going to be in they're going to be in a scary position. But there's 3 buybacks from VP now. Don't get galed in.
No God Strength. They find the Mirana. If they can finish him off, that would be a dieback, but you got to be careful. Tiny's coming back into this fight. Kiritich will hit the stun. Magnus getting slowly dragged in by Notice, but this Quinn puck is doing so much work. The blast off comes through. Techies will take him down. His buyback at the ready. Will they look more? The skewer in once again. They get the Mirana. That will be the first dieback here, and VP in trouble. Their base starting to crumble.
God Strength and BKB are up.
Okay, I mean, that's the best chance you've got. The Razor will buy back with that, and this will finally send, well, potentially Gaimin Gladiators not backing his Quinn. He got his Parasma now. It's the highest DPS item basically in the game right now.
Roche is almost up. I kind of want them to just wait for it.
They got him. The BKB's available, but you got to be careful if Dyrachyo gets the stun, and he does! The bash is there. He's able to Stormhammer to safety, and he's going to be gone, but Notice, forced to commit his BKB, goes in, and Quinn is just dumping in the damage again. That's BKB down on both of these guys.
Dire's middle tower.
Are we backing now, or?
When are we backing, guys?
They're pushing it, man. They're scaring me. But I mean, they got a lot of BKBs out of that play. I'm curious to know, like, what helps them make this decision, knowing that Roche could be up, but they're still choosing to push it. I mean, Mirana is dead, but it is just a little scary, right? Just these crits from Sven could decide a lot.
Magnus has his Ags, so he's been fishing with Skewer. He will now be able to go fishing with the stun of Horn Toss, and he is looking for that opening immediately. Does he find Squad X here? It's going to be very close. He grabs him, brings him into his team. He's going to try and pop the BKB and run. A good avalanche is there. There's going to be a Force Staff and an Ogre Seal up to the high ground, but Quinn's not done. He just coils him. They're looking for more. He's got the gem, and he's doing some serious damage, but they will get to safety thanks to that Moonlight Shadow. And Dyrachyo with another Amplify damage rune. Looking for this third and final lane of racks here.
It's got about 500
damage.
damage. That is a lot of damage you gotta steal.
Yeah, we saw what happened last time, right? The troll was able to survive just through the static link. Didn't matter when he had the amplify damage, so you'd have to dispel it. It's the only way. Roshan up in 23 seconds. And it looks like Dyrachyo is going to go check. Manages to find himself a ninja gear. He's got an Abyssal coming as well.
You know what's something I never thought about Razor Link? Mechanics talk. It never occurred to me that it doesn't really like steal base damage. It just goes down. So even like it's just applying a negative armor or negative damage to you, I guess.
Yep.
So it's like going through all the bonus damage first, leaving his base damage, which means like all the Magnus buff, Venge buff, the previous game, the Vlad's buff here, like all of those still help you like protect your damage essentially. But if you stole straight base damage, all of those items would immediately all drop as well.
Well, here we go. It is going to be the Aegis cheese and the Aegis banner and refresher, not the cheese. And we've seen different teams utilize the Roshan's banner. I'm curious where Celery wants to put this. It's like you're pushing bottom. You and I talked about how it's nice to apply that pressure on the opposite side of the map, so maybe they throw the banner top near their tier 1. We'll have to see.
Now,
Oh, they
VP
throw a
chose
bottom.
to use their banner bottom as well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by the positioning. It could be further back actually. Oh, this is kind of cool. We get to see creep v creep fights. It's just like regular creeps, but now everyone's got a banner.
We're gonna smoke up on Gaimin Gladiators. Of course, any pickoff could mean just death for both these teams, as not a single hero has buyback. And Dyrachyo feeling very confident on the high ground here with this Aegis, and Ace gets one, and it's gonna be noticed! The coil snaps immediately, he gets caught from the Abyssal, he's trying to get to safety, but that BKB will not protect
no
you
buyback.
long enough, and the second coil comes out from Quinn, a huge RP onto 2! Dyrachyo, he's wondering, can I bother going in? Yeah, of course you can, the skewers out from Ace, there's your battle trance, just chopping through him, and the GG comes out. Gaimin Gladiators will take this series 2-0.
Very nice. Very nice finds from Ace there. The Razor bringing him straight out of the fight. No,